Today it's launch day.
Okay, here we go. Sneaky peek for you all. Gonna have to be quick before the lid goes back down.
In the last vlog, we teased you about a big sustainable change we did. Let me show you what it is and what the team did to get here.
I did a study on the weight, the fuel efficiency for charging, and pros and cons of hybrid versus diesel. And we find that with a hybrid system, we can be lighter, we can have a bigger battery capacity, and when we do need to charge with fuel, we're far more fuel efficient. So that's how we came to this point.
Right, so here we have our test setup of the new hybrid propulsion system for Malizia 3. And it involves 48 volt batteries, 24 volt batteries, a 48 volt electric motor. And then here we have the monitoring page. So we have a custom energy management unit that allows us to monitor all the batteries and the motor in one place. And then here's the throttle. And very quickly the RPMs increase, and we can see the details here, and the shaft of the motor spinning and making a nice quiet noise.
We're installing a motor. A small electric motor. It's a lot more horsepower than the big diesel motor we had previously. And luckily it's light enough we can lift it in and out relatively easily, so it's really cool. The whole engine bay, this what used to be the water maker compartment or desalination, has all had to change around because of the new motor. We've got electric we've got the electric motor to be more energy efficient, a lot less consumption on the boat for the energy packs and stuff that we have, like the battery system and the regeneration of energy. This is an aero mode. Okay, we're just going forward. Just checking we've got, go through the aero codes and checking the systems. So we have quite a delay from when you switch on. So if you do an emergency stop and repower up, we've got to let it reset its whole system. Okay. We're just going to check the motor. Look down there, you'll see it. Once we launch the boat, we will have to do a pull test to pull X amount of kilograms for the IMOCA rule. So the electric motor should do that. For all the numbers we've seen, the electric motor should do that quite easily. But until we get there and try it, we won't know for sure. And then we have to do 5 hours of motoring, continuous motoring at 5 knots. So this will be a big test for the electric motor plus regeneration, recharging system and the batteries installed. Launch the ASMR.
Oh, sorry, I ruined the start.
Yep, okay. Let's start turning towards the right-hand side, everybody. Okay.
Let's go!
Okay guys, we're going to keep moving.
So today it's the 6th of May, the end of a 3-month refit after the Vendée Globe. And so we launch the boat and it will come back to the water. We launch the boat, so first we will roll it to the keel, put it on the keel, screw everything.
Yep, you're good. We've got a 3/4 of a metre. It's turning. Yep, let's just lock the wheels there and we can start disconnecting and getting it ready to lift. Did you guys do that? We are just getting ready to lift the keel into the boat. As you can see, it's a little bit low. This centre of the pin here needs to go up 150 mil inside the boat. So inside, behind the white wall that you can see there, the container, we have some chain hoists. We have Coco and Felix inside ready to receive the keel as it comes up. Now I'll put all the bolts in front and back. So there's 20 bolts to go in, M24s and M30s. And then they need to connect the keel ram as well at the top, once keel is bolted at the front and back. And so it's just a very slow, heavy manoeuvre. We've just got to be very careful.
Put the rudder.
It was like our operating with Zach the other day on the rib. Oh, left. You really mean left? The other left you mean? You go, yeah, the other left.
Looking forward or backwards?
There's a good nor'easter breeze here, so makes for a nervous lift. Let's put it that way. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So it'll be all right. Lots of people hanging on to tag lines, and we'll get there safely.
So there's been quite a lot of changes this winter. One is that we've gone from a solo setup inside the boat, which was ideal for the Vendée Globe, to more of a crewed configuration to be all set up for the Ocean Race Europe and the Course de Caps, the racing this year, with full crew. So we have gone to V3 foils, which were actually built before the Vendée, but it is a new design and we've made some further modifications, so it should be a performance gain compared to previously. And there's also been a change to the energy and propulsion systems on board that should make the boat more autonomous, less need for charging, hopefully a bit more efficient and lighter overall. So the boat now has solid-state lithium batteries, an electric motor, and then a diesel generator for backup power generation and to meet all the motoring requirements for the IMOCA class. So it's super cool to see the boat going into the water. This winter, I know there's been a lot of work for the guys and there's been quite a few changes actually. So it's always fun to see the boat go in the water. It's always fun to see all these changes come to life. So I'm really excited to see the boat hit the water, see the new propulsion system working, and to go sailing.
Put the boat on the water, put the mast, the boom, and go to the pontoon. And tomorrow we will put the foils and do some quick test for the new engine.
Rideau. Jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Where is the jiggling? Jiggling, bling, bling. We're just going to test the Molabo electric motor. See which way's forward and which way's reverse on this controller.
Quite helpful to know.
Yes, because there's no arrow and it can be programmed either way.
Should this come to life on its own?
It should take about 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
You comfortable there, Jesse?
It's alright actually. We need the cushions though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit tough on the thighs.
Oh, poor Jesse.
It's a hard life.
Yeah.
Hard life.
Okay, guys, come here please. Who we got? So Felix is driving the small rib, Coco on the big rib. Clement, can you jump in with Coco? Yeah. And Antoine with Felix. So we'll put the small rib on the back, big rib on the front. And we'll probably just go back out, okay? We'll just pull the stern out and then back over towards Hublot sort of way. And then we'll go forward again off that, okay? We will try the motor, but we'll get away from the dock because we don't know how quick it's going to jump in and out. We'll keep the ribs attached. I'll have you guys monitoring the motor if we're using it.
Yeah, sure.
For the dashboards and stuff.
Keep a hand on the gearbox.
You got a headset? Grab the headset, please. So the reason it's like this is when we go the other side. This will be on the inside of the combing. It's fine. I've just got no feel until it ramps up.
Everything is fine, and yeah, the boat makes a futuristic whirring noise rather than an old school diesel sound. So yeah, it sounds a little bit like a Tesla.
And today we're going to do a traction test with the IMOCA class for our new hybrid propulsion system.
What is a traction test?
So one of the criteria that the IMOCA class has for any of the motors in any of the boats is that you tie the boat to the dock with a load cell in between the boat and the dock, and you have to pull 350 decanewtons, about 350 kilos, for 15 minutes continuously, and the boat motor needs to be capable of doing this without having a problem.
How is it done?
Yep, so we tie a bridle off the back of the boat, so 2 lines, one coming from each corner, and so that the boat is pulling evenly on a single point, and then we tie a load cell that measures load in between that and a rope tied to the pontoon. And then with our new hybrid system, we will start up the generator that creates more power than just the batteries alone, and then we increase the throttle until we arrive at 350 decanewtons, and then we keep doing that for 15 minutes.
Okay, you can go. Yeah. Okay. 100.
Allez, tu peux mettre la patate.
150. Mais en fait, depuis entre 75% et 100%, ça n'a pas du tout augmenté la traction.
On va enlever la tare et on va regarder.
On est à la butée de l'hélice.
On va enlever la tare. On va voir ce que ça donne.
La tare, elle faisait quoi, 15 kg?
10 kg.
Stay like that, Stu. We just change something on the dynamometer, but 350. First time we see 350.
Tu sens la risée?
Ouais.
C'est juste ça.
Ouais.
C'est la risée dans le bas.
Ça voulait dire quoi les chiffres jusque-là là?
C'est la...
C'est plutôt bon signe ou pas bon signe?
C'est moyennement bon signe.
Ouais.
Disons qu'on doit atteindre 350 kg et on arrive plutôt à 320, 330 pour le moment.
Wait a bit.
On se demande si on n'est pas à la limite de la puissance de l'hélice.
Ok. C'est un souci du moteur ou de l'hélice du coup?
On ne sait pas encore exactement.
Ok.
Hi, I'm Andy. I work for Molabo and I'm responsible for R&D and marine development there, and we're working on 48-volt drives and propulsion systems for electric boats. I wouldn't say failed, so we more or less reached the desired thrust. I think there always is potential to optimize, so with this motor we give a very high power to the shaft, and so now we need to optimize the propeller for the parameters of the Molabo engine, that we can run it in a perfect window of speed and torque.
But the last boat that I did with a hybrid system, we had an 8 kilowatt generator, and it was working. So now we have a more powerful motor, more efficient motor, and a bigger generator. So this part I'm really not worried about. It's only it's the thrust requirement for the traction test, where so we basically were achieving all the time like 300 decanewtons, and sometimes 330.
So that means we're quite close.
Yeah, it's not far. We need like 10% more, 10 or 20% more.
So what you can definitely say, here is a lot of potential for more torque. So we can deliver the double torque, and torque is what counts for this test, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's a propeller matter. On the speed, we should stay below 6,000, but this is already the case. And if you have use more torque, the speed
will come down.
Will go down.
Yeah.
So.
And in terms of efficiency for the motor, if we run at a slightly lower RPM than we are here, is that a problem or? No, it's fine.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay.
Up to 6,000, everything is fine.
Okay. Perfect.
And
because it's logical if we increase the propeller diameter. It's the quickest way to increase blade area, increase applied torque, and logically the torque will go up and the RPM will come down, right?
Yeah. We only need to consider that the behavior when you're sailing is different than the pull test.
You mean when motoring, like motoring underway?
Motoring,
yeah. Yeah, but we never need a high speed. If anything, we need plenty of torque to push the boat. You never really try to motor at more than 5 knots. The goal is to be able to motor at 5 knots in any conditions. So in fact, the more thrust you have, it's a funny thing because in fact you're trying to achieve the sort of drive that you would have on like a barge or a tugboat, but with a very small folding racing propeller. How much do you think we would reduce the life of the motor if we ran salt water through it for the cooling?
Difficult to say.
Yeah.
So currently we wouldn't recommend it, but I guess so. I think it's not that much additional weight.
Oh, it's like 3 kilos, 3 to 4 kilos. Yeah.
Plus liquid.
Yeah, plus liquid. Yeah, good point. So if you could, you know, if we can shave 3 or 4 here, 3 or 4 somewhere else, then yeah, it just helps all the time. Yeah.
Sure.
Do you want to see the rest of it? You want to see the batteries and the...
So concerning salt water, I can check with the engineers, and but for now I guess we'll keep it like this. But for future, maybe we can optimize it.
Do you want to see it work? Put it in position. You want to give us a little throttle steer? That you know, at the slow speeds, there's no vibration at all.
Happy? Happy, yes. Absolutely.
Is it cool to see your engine working on a motor?
It's cool to be part of such a project, so that's incredible. It's very calm, so perfect for the installation. I have to look what power we have now.
Gonna be a nice day on the water. Sweet, let's go do some sailing.